Greetings, everyone. Nany here, calling from the Big Island of Hawaii. Uh, Today, I don't know if my co-host got the message or not. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. On, but I wanted her to be here too, especially for the talk today. She's been abducted much of her life and has a lot to talk about it. She's becoming pretty well known around the world right now. She's going to be going on tour soon. So it would be nice to have her here. I hope she comes on. I have no other way to get in touch with her. But in the interim, now, what I want to talk about is what's happening today, not last year, 10 years ago, 100 years ago. All right. In New Jersey, where I lived for a long time, they're talking about orbs, and now they're claiming that they're drones. There is a slight difference between a drone and an orb. A drone is a man made little craft where orbs are not. Uh, in 1996, 97, a person I was doing all my UFO work with, we went public in New York City exposing drones, sorry, orbs, in front of a couple hundred people. We lectured around the United States for about 4 years, uh, and we talked about UFOs, aliens, and how to film orbs. We used to take people out at night and let them see them and able to record them and everything else. So the difference between what they're trying to say now is a lie. I mean, go back in a little bit of time. The Air Force used to call them Foo Fighters when they just were flying and these balls of light would come up to the ship, go around and shoot out. Uh, they were always real. They were never like man-made camera photographer ever and things like that. But I went out to Sedona for a couple weeks, and I was going from Sedona up to Flagstaff. And when I was up there, going up the mountain, I had to stay there for the night to catch the plane the next day. Uh, and I was watching the planes flying by, come like this, right? And these lights came up to the back, followed it for a way, and then they would shoot out. Just about every plane that was flying, and there was a lot of planes flying at night. I was kind of blown away. But the problem was all my cameras were frozen. I couldn't film any of it. But that was a long time ago. That was like 26 years ago. All right. Now, when we were filming them everywhere in the United States, there are different sizes, they're different colors, and they're different shapes. I wish I could put some of our stuff online, but it was all copyrighted by my ex-partner, uh, and he refused to let me show any of it. So, and he's kind of sold out to the government because he's in a totally different realm, talking about being Jesus' disciple. But here's the problem. I have all the pictures and I could show them to people personally. So if you're really interested in things like that, let me know. But we lectured on Carrie Cassidy's show for 9 months. And we put up 5 new pictures every week of ships that we shot. Nobody was, it was, I mean, we were kind of like the top people in UFO world with that. But we were doing it for Global Sciences. And then the owner of that died, and then that whole thing died out. But right near the end, we had a fight and we separated friendship. Uh, After doing a show, 9 months, but he ended up getting sick, getting into other things, and then like everything in the UFO world that we did was taken offline. And if you search really hard, you can still find a couple things up there. All right, not much, but a few things. And what I'll say about it is that we were shooting real UFOs, not tic tacs, not dots and things like that. Real ships. We did a show called Strange Universe. We put a video up of a ship coming along, stopping, shooting 3 ships out and shooting out into space. It wasn't man-made, wasn't created on any kind of computer, nothing like that. All right. Everything we did was real. I mean, for a couple of years, we had a $30,000 camera to use, which meant we could can shoot a lot of frames per minute at that time. And to film some of these ships during the day, you need to be shooting anywhere from 30 to 300 frames a second. All right. Now they're traveling at light speed, a lot of them. All right. So, and then even then with a good camera, you have to watch it in slow motion because out of each second, which amount of frames you have, it'll probably be on 4 frames. And if you're talking 300 frames, you got to watch that whole thing straight out to catch it on those 3 frames. Well, we used to be able to film 3 or 4 ships in a half hour. For real. And I'm talking 26 years ago. We started about even longer than that. But we did our UFO work up in New Jersey, up in Montague. I'm not going to go into that whole story because it's probably the most important UFO story, but that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about what's happening with what people are seeing, what they're saying, and what's going on with that. Oh no, I don't think Tina got the message. Got no other way to get in touch with her. I put a message on Facebook. I put it on the new Skype. But okay, well, I'm here in Hawaii now, and I was filming ships roughly 3 to 10 in a half hour if I went out at night. But the problem is, and I'm not lying, in the past 3.5 months, the stars aren't out at night. It's cloudy, or it's raining, or both. Now, when the sky's pitch black, it's really bizarre. Because usually on a cloudy night, light reflects through the clouds, and at least you can see clouds and stuff. But on a pitch black night, you see absolutely nothing. And but it's been like that a long time. I haven't been able to film anything in the past 3 months. And right before that happened, we had a nice star morning. I mean, like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was able to film a couple really, really cool things. All right, not drones. All right, people, just because drones are out there, they're going to make you say everything's a drone now. All right, remember when the ships that came across the United States, 2 of them were supposed to be balloons? Well, 1 of them went over Hawaii too, and it was a ship. All right. Then again, if they're doing that, Russia, China, it's considered a terrorist attack. You can't fly over a zone that you don't have authorization to go over. So either way, it's all lies, covering everything up to the max. Now, what's going to happen in the next year is kind of open for discussion, open for major attacks from all sides. The UFO world is fake. I mean, people believe this, people believe that, people say this and that. Whistleblowers come out with great things. Well, this was what they were doing. But none of them have any real good proof. All right. Now, TJ, I did a show with for 12 years. Her husband was working in Area 51, and she was driving in and out, bringing things in and out. So we had a lot of truth coming out then, and I'll say it. Her husband died, but he said he flew the first UFO for the president. All right, many other things, but that's probably the most important thing he ever said. And he explained how he flies a UFO. He did it that time. He lost 1 leg, and then by the end of that year, he died. Now, in the UFO world, I had 16 friends. They were all taken out. All right, 2 whole families were taken out. I had 2 friends. One were not really close, but I knew his family. He was put in jail. He was a captain on a Navy ship, whatever it's called. And basically what happened, he had all the UFO files, and he went to release them. They framed him for murder, and he's still in prison right now. All right. And his family goes to see him every month and things like that, but it's horrible. Now, the UFO world is probably the most covered up, including over sex acts and things like that, like Mr. Epstein and what really happened to him and things like that. It's about taking them out, which they did Epstein. When there's things they don't want released, they just remove it, people. It's not a question of, well, they've got a family. They'll take the family out if they have to, too. My best friend, his whole family disappeared with him. All right. I mean, I went to school with him in grade school, and we were pretending we were building spaceships. He ended up working for NASA. All right. And he was told he can't see UFOs, and I brought him over to the house to show him UFOs. His whole family went missing 2 days later. So, speakers are no longer there. The ones that are talking tell great stories, but no proof, or people like 90% of them, oh, I think this is this, and talking about drones, talking about ships, and saying maybe there's aliens, maybe this, maybe that. Muazzando was talking about Tic Tacs, right? He kind of brought it out. But he can't talk about a lot of things, and he doesn't. He promised to come on my show, which I didn't talk to him or get in touch with him any which way anymore. I can't. I don't know how. But he said he'd come on. But we had to cancel the show for a while. My partner was really sick, and she still is. But in the interim, he was talking about Tic Tacs. I'm talking about pictures of real ships, not planes, not helicopters, but real UFOs. And we have multiple pictures of different kinds of ships, and there always was different kinds of ships here. So, and then we got somebody like Zachariah Sitchin coming out about an alien race. Really? All right. The Anunnaki race is not as real as you want to believe it to be. People that do believe in Zachariah Sitchin's translation of what it is and who they were and what they did, they didn't create the human race. No possible way. They did do a number with 2 other races when Atlantis was still here. Changed the way they thought and programmed to be killers. Sorry. To be abusers. And all those words that came after. Atlantis was really the Garden of Eden. Now you're going to hear a lot about the other points of time. All right. Like when the Emerald Tablets came out. Now, they twisted the whole story about Thoth. All right. And man takes every story, molds it into what they want it to be. They destroyed what Jesus really came here for. It's not even in the Bible, what he taught, what he did. All right. I can tell you that, but that's a different story. But I don't know what to say about that because, I don't talk about spiritual things, especially when it's on Tina's show, our show, but she doesn't like to talk about that. She's been abused every which way by aliens her whole life. Nobody can give her any help. Let me talk about that. She's trying to start a group of people, trying to write letters to Congress and government and everybody else saying, look, we're people, we get hurt, and we don't get help. Somebody falls down in the street, they get help. We get abducted and we don't get help. Well, they can admit and they won't admit, sorry people, that aliens are real. The sad part of that is they will be coming out very soon. The activity in the sky, since I started when I was 6 years old, when I saw my first UFO, my first alien, the whole thing. But since then, it had multiplied by 1,000. There's so many ships above us in an hour around the world. Not like one every day, every week, every month. No, it's not like that, people. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there. They all don't drive slow. At nighttime, they seem to drive slower. They do a lot more observing of Earth than in the middle of the day. All right? They don't want to be friends with us. If they did, they would be people. They don't want to take us out. Of course they don't. They need the planet. They need the food on the planet. And nobody talks about that either. Why are they here? Now, what I want to bring out really, really important, and it's a story in the UFO world. People that say they're an experiencer. Well, oh, I had an experience. But when they say that, they come out with a good experience. Meaning they were taken on a ship, they were showed universes, and they were showed this, that, and the other thing. First thing, they have zero proof. Never. All right. And they talk about things way outside of our galaxy. All right. And then they talk about how good aliens are. How? Why? Did they knock on your door and, hey, excuse me, if you want to go into space and see some cool things? No, they didn't. An abduction means taken without permission. People that get on a UFO are taken without permission, people. Tina's been being taken all the time. It's kind of like they don't even ask her for permission. They don't, I mean, they never did, but they're not going to. They have her children on one of the ships. And I think that's the only reason why she's alive, to my viewpoint, because they can communicate with her. And the aliens don't know why or how. So, but her story, you need to hear it. Buy her book. It's out there. I just moved everything. Hold on, let me just get it. Oh, I just cleaned off my desk. I don't know where I put the picture of the book. But the book's out there. And it's really cheap. It's an easy read. It's not complicated. It's not long. But you really should read what her life is about. It's part one. Part two will be coming out too. But what really goes on an abduction? When the army abducts somebody, you think they give them steak dinner and let them play games and play sports and all that? Not really. Ever go into a prison? Ever go into a FEMA camp? I'm sure you didn't, and you sure don't want to. But they got rides in a FEMA camp for children. Children really didn't do anything, but when they arrest the family, they take the children too. And they're all over the United States, people, and nobody talks about them. You're not going to hear Trump ever mention FEMA camps. You're not going to hear him mention anything about the UFO world as of right now, even though Putin actually told him to tell the world what they're doing with aliens. Putin said, we're working with them, and you are. Tell the world what you're doing. And Putin said this, people. I'm not making it up. He said it on Russian TV first before he talked to Trump, before he mentioned it to Trump. There's two races that want to destroy the planet. And people in the UFO world, I don't know who they're afraid of. I'm not afraid of dying. I mean, but I don't hide the truth. I was talking about aliens all my life. I was always considered crazy. But I got things to prove that too. But again, it doesn't matter because the truth is there now. And there's hundreds of people filming ships weekly now. So to say that they're not real, they're drones, no. Drones cannot do what, I mean, drones are incredible. With the technology that they're putting in them every year, they get better and better. I don't know if you watch America's Got Talent, and then the people that had all these drones do all these pictures in the sky and all kinds of stuff. What they can do is pretty incredible now. But again, they can't go into outer space, they can't come back, and they can't travel at the speed of light. All right. And they don't do things. All right. So, people, you listen to these speakers on ancient aliens and is it real or not and things like that. Well, and they debate it and they put this, when they say, well, we had the top scientist, we had the top analyzer and stuff. If you never analyzed a creature, how can you determine what it is compared to other things? How do they know, like including a Bigfoot, that they do not know that Bigfoot hair is the same as bear hair? I mean, even the Sasquatch that was up in Tibet, a famous couple brought a finger back, and it disappeared by the time they got back, but they brought hair back, and they said it was a black bear. Supposedly they only have brown bears there. Again, if we took a hair from us and then hair from an alien, how different would it really be? Depending on what race. There's multiple races there as well. Telling a scientist to analyze a UFO, they don't have it in front of them. They can't analyze it. They can't tell you anything about it. Now, I'm going to just throw this in. There are stories about the black hole, the Big Bang, are theories, people. They can't be proven. Now, I should have got his name. A scientist came out, very old, said, look, anything beyond our atmosphere is just a story, and they can't prove a thing about it. Well, people still don't believe we went to Mars or the moon. So, to prove that is almost impossible. The government can prove a lot of things, but they won't. Now, the Pope kept many things quiet. They got the biggest telescope on the planet. Why would they have a giant telescope if they're trying to see what? God? No. But years ago, two of the Pope's higher people, clergy, came out and said they're going to teach aliens Christianity. That's where things go. It's mind-boggling how bad it is and what's really happening. But the idea of the UFO world is covered up for many reasons. They do not talk about what the government really did, ever. Truman and Eisenhower both are responsible for creating MJ-12. Now, I've been trying to get in touch with Musk for months. I'm dealing with about 6 different ones. They're all saying they want a car, they want money, they put money in this money a card, and I have no idea what to do with it, but he wants me to give him $500 to get a card to activate it. I mean, all these things, there are many kinds of scams. Supposed to be mother. Oh, he wouldn't hurt people. He doesn't need money. I said, well, people that create fake accounts of Musk do. All right, and there's many out there. All of them are almost all of them are fake. Even when you see a big ad on Facebook, Musk is computerized now, and they can get him to say anything they want. I mean, I got three emails directly from him, supposedly. Look, you see, I'm the real Musk. You can see that. I'm not going to steal your money. I'm not a fake one. Block all the other ones and blah, blah, blah. And I said, look, the only thing I want is to talk to you. I don't want your money. And then every single one, including him, talk to me for a day or two. Oh, but now you got to buy Bitcoin or the new coin, whatever it is and stuff. It's mind-boggling. Try to talk to a real famous person online. You could believe all you want, even the videos. I was trying to get in touch with Gal Gadot, no lie. I got a video from her directly saying, it's the real me. And she's looking at me, she's walking around, and she goes, I'm not trying to take your money, Tommy. And she said my name and everything else, right? Then on the table, there was these cupcakes, and it must have been taken from a commercial where the cupcakes are talking. And I said, really? But people, there's reasons why I wanted to get in touch with her, why I want to get in touch with Musk. I got to tell him some cool things, but, if he's more concerned about taking people's money to make more money, you know what I wrote to him? Do you want to be the most richest, hated person on the planet or the most loved, richest person on the planet? You got a choice. You could pick one or the other. You can't be both. You can't be supplying the rich and then say you care about the poor. And if you're taking care of the poor, the rich don't want to hear it. So we're in this mind-boggling. Now, you realize Trump is a very blah, 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 blah person. But Musk supported him, gave him tons of money, supported him, gave people millions of dollars to vote for him. And I say, did anybody ever check all the people that counted votes? Check their bank accounts. Check their family's bank accounts. See if they got any money. If he gave a man on the street to vote $1 million to vote for Trump, what do you think he would give the people paying, counting the votes? Hey, could you count, little cockeyed? I'll give you $10 million. Oh, sure, I can count, stupid. I mean, but nobody wants to hear that. And we know it was rigged. Everything was rigged. I can tell you things that will blow you away. Now, Trump was, when he was running for president the first time, Putin on Russian TV said, Trump, I want you to tell, why would he say, I want you to tell the world what happened at 9/11? And he said, I want you to tell the world what you're doing with aliens right now. How would he know? Trump still doesn't know. But again, people, look, you want the truth. I've been in this all my life. I knew every top speaker in the UFO world. Top speakers, not the wannabe speakers or the people that talk bull. Now, a person I work with, I'm going to say his name, I hate to, but Sarge L18 and I worked together for years. We filmed more UFOs, more creatures, entities, weird things than anybody else. In 97, we were in public in New York City about orbs. And in front of all these people, he was speaking, and I was taking pictures around the room the whole time. And at the end of the speak, he came on and said, okay, let's watch the pictures. We had orbs in the whole room everywhere. I used 2 different cameras. People, what they're going to say orbs are not drones, just so you know. Not that they're here to hurt us or help us, but there are different things inside them. I mean, we got one with a face staring out of an orb and things like that. But they could be a ship, they could be anything. Now, something they also don't talk about in the UFO world, which I can prove. I can put a picture up next time maybe of a ship that I shot that was this big. You know why? Why do you think they have to be the same size when they walk through a door? How big are they when they walk through a door or whatever? Our ideas are different of what we believe in the truth. Now, there's 32 psychic abilities that did exist on this planet. They were taken away after Atlantis was destroyed. All right. Aliens kept 2, able to use 2 of them. Dematerialization, teleportation, things like that. All right. So we could have, but we abused it to the max after being programmed to be fools, which we still are. Imagine this world if we were working together. There's about 350 billion people, million people in the United States, and we can't get along. The whole world, imagine that if they were all working together. Tesla working with China and Russia and the United States. He invented the fastest jet on the planet. Spaceships, which you shall see in a year. It cost $44 billion. It's got every weapon Tesla created, well, just about every weapon Tesla created on it, which means it could take out a country, it could take out the world. But mankind always has to have the max of whatever it is. Good isn't enough, okay is not enough, it has to be the best and max. So when it comes to weapons, Tesla was working on a doomsday weapon before he turned into a zombie. He was in a hotel room, never got out of there for 10 years. Nobody could touch him, go near him or anything. And whether it was a drone of him, who knows what we did and what we do. I know some things. United States, we have super soldiers. They created 4 super soldiers in New Jersey. Picatinny Arsenal, near where I lived, is the first army base in the United States. All right. Now, I also discovered stuff about George Washington. His headquarters were right in Harlem, where his house was, and he was able to see the East and West River. That's how they could watch the boats coming up. But he was psychic. On top of all that, he was able to see things, leave his body, fly above, look where the army was, and know when to attack and all that. And then he wrote a prophecy. It's online. Pull it up. He talked about World War I, World War II, and maybe World War III. He said he was working with, I think, 6 angels or 8 angels, I forgot. But things are not what you assume. Having psychic abilities was taken away from us because we would have destroyed the planet a long time ago. Now, aliens still use them, and that's why we had so many different races here already. So do you want truth? Do you want to listen to these stories about who knows, maybes? Why'd they build giant castles for King Tut, King Solomon, or people like that have to be so big? Why build a giant one? You can build a whole city instead of building one giant building. And how much was in there? Not much. They don't know anything. The Egyptians, the Mayan, and the Aztecs all worked with aliens. They didn't work with beings, angels, or God. Sorry to tell you that, people. People that claim they're working with aliens are delusional. They don't have anything important to say. Now, there's a few people out there, I'm sure you know, one guy that claims to be an alien, talking through them and stuff. And he says a lot of things. I know a few other people in the UFO world that were talking about things that were supposed to be happening and never did. Real famous one. I'm not gonna say all these names. I'm bad with names anyway. But the one that came out and said, "Well, they showed me the past, present, and future. Said the world's going to be destroyed in 2 years." That never happened. Now, something everybody, if you're listening right now, go online, type alien interrogation. It's 3 parts. It's real. All right. They put a couple other out, the alien autopsy and things like that. A couple fake ones, but they put that out. Now, Whitney Schreiber, his big UFO name, he was crying. What are they doing to the aliens? What are they doing to the aliens? Uh, the alien was saying a lot of stuff. Remember, they're just like you and me. Everything has its own truth. They have their truth, their programmed truth. Like, they don't believe in Jesus. They don't, well, he was an alien, but again, they don't believe in God. So, what good are they to us? No good. Einstein, he said it in his notes. He worked with an alien entity in his visions, in his dream state. Now, Tesla, real short, worked with aliens for real. Not going to get into it, but one day I will, if I'm alive by then, because that's the only thing nobody talks about in UFO. The most incredible UFO event happened in New Jersey. Seriously. Nobody can talk about it. Person I did my UFO stuff, he lived right there. So he got to see a couple things. He ran up to a ship and things and all that when it was happening. Tesla was working with DuPont there. All right. But again, we did all our UFO stuff there. We filmed ships, aliens, entities, creatures. And the other thing that happened, which you hear a lot about a vortex opening and closing and things like that. Well, there's different kinds, but the worst one was created by Tesla's technology. He opened up a vortex and it allowed horrible things to come into our reality. The government still cannot close it. All right. So, do you want to hear stories that sound good and sound great, or you want to hear the truth? Nothing good has ever happened in the UFO world. Ever. Ever. Nothing aliens do is good for humans. Just so you know. Oh, they took me out. Did they give you dinner? What did they eat? What do you wear to go through space at speeds like that? And you ask the simple questions. I could tell you incredible stories. I mean, ones I didn't experience myself, so I don't go into them much. But I mean, I was with a scientist that claimed him and a bunch of scientists meet with the alien race, and they go to an island and they talk. But they have to put these special suits on, get injected, and all kinds of things. So when Musk says he's going to go to Mars, he doesn't know what it entails. I asked all these fake Musks, I said, do you know anything about MJ-12? Well, if you don't, you're not going to get anywhere because they make sure anything. Now, 6 of his ships were not shot down, but taken down. All right, and he still thinks he's going to get to Mars in what, 2 more years, whatever. And I keep saying, look, you wasted all that money. You could change the world, make it better than trying to get to Mars. Your ego is going to kill you. I tell him what Jesus said many times in the Bible as well. It's easier for a camel to go through an eye of a needle than a rich person to get into heaven. Why would he say that? And why would he say it more than once? Because it's true. If you know anything about the astral plane, if you can ever get there, which you should be trying to, because when you die, you're going to go there. Not going to stay there for more than 10 years, but you get to go there. Learn a little more about what you don't know. Christianity has no truth of anything. The Muslims don't. The Hare Krishna, I mean, even the black religious person in New York that came out in New York, Farrakhan, they have closed meetings, all right, but they talk about UFOs, all right, and that's just one group. But the reality is, they're here. They don't live here. I mean, they did live on the ground. We had a fight with them. I mean, all these things happen. And they do not want to come out. They can't tell you we can't control aliens. Russia can't, China can't, nobody can. But they're working with certain races. There's 9 races here that are bad. Oh, they do talk about 27 alien races. Putin said it, and the person in the UFO world that died also was highest clearance in the army as well, and said the number is 27. But they're not working with us, and they're not helping us. I mean, a lot of people say, well, I was in my car and had an accident, and the alien took me out and put me in blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, well, there's angels, there's a lot of different things. I mean, Christianity calls all aliens angels. I mean, demons. But everybody's way of looking at things is bizarre. It's not even close to the truth. But hold on 1 second. I forgot to do something here. I didn't even put any greetings in there. Sorry about that, people. I should have opened it. I'm always open to questions. If you got any incredible answers, let me know. But problem is, all the stuff you're hearing is verbal. When we worked together, my partner at the time, we showed pictures every week. We were out 4 to 5 days a week. We'd leave about 9:30 and stay out till 3:30, filming every night. At first, it was expensive. We were using cameras, and to develop 24 pictures at the time was expensive, and to use high-speed film was expensive, and all those kind of things that we did. But I swapped my first camera, about $3,500 worth, for a digital camera that was what, $500. But at that point, we switched over to digital cameras. Because it cost, for batteries in the beginning, they burned so many batteries. We had to buy a case of batteries every time we went out. And film. We filmed about 1,000 pictures every night. Not everyone was a UFO. Not everyone was a creature. Not everyone. But, we had to tell, when I was doing, not back it up, when we were doing film, I had to tell the photographer, the developer, develop every picture. But some of these have these weird things. I said, develop every picture. I'll pay for all the pictures. Otherwise, he would have just discarded half of the things going, of course, the lens, the film, and everything else. But when we went to digital, it's so easy to delete a picture. So we started filming a lot more pictures. But when we did some video, like I said, you have to watch it in slow motion. So if we film like an hour in a day, it'd take them hours and hours to watch that in slow motion. All right, it was a lot of work. We worked together. He was when we were good, and he was bad when we were bad. We had a couple of fights in between the years that we were together. Usually made up, but near the end, I said he's delusional. Whether the government reprogrammed his brain or he just had to stay free. Why didn't he come after me? Because I didn't become public image, one. Enemy to the state, to the world, to the country, whatever. But he was. He worked for the army. He was a psychic for the people in the army. He did a lot of things. So, but he never said the truth to me. His words were, "We're going to bring aliens to the White House." The whole time. Never happened. He was given a check for $45,000 to bring an alien to her when we get him. I mean, people believed everything he said. I didn't. But again, we worked together. We filmed more things than anybody else out there. And the ending was horrible because even to recently, when he was really sick and he thought he was dying, he said he would give me all the pictures and everything else, and then we had a big fight. And we can't even talk now. I would say the word afraid. That would make him curse and blow his brains out. But he would never go to the vortex without me. The one time he did, it was an alien that came up to him. I'm protected. He's not. But the aliens came to him when he was up there and filmed it. But people, it's all real. And all you get is watered down garbage, drones. Everything's drones. No, everything's not drones. Aliens have been here and will be here. All right, they're here for reasons, people. And the UFO world doesn't want to talk about that. Well, they want to watch us. They're waiting for us to grow. Grow into what? If you want something to grow, you feed it. You don't just watch it. They could help us grow if they wanted us to grow. Grow into what? Forget about God and just become like us and just think about space and technology. Technology doesn't relate to God. Technology doesn't relate to spiritual. Technology doesn't relate to soul itself, which is what you are. So what good is it? No good. It's destroying the planet. Look at the earthquake chart. Oh, let me just see real fast. Let me tell you what's going on. Indonesia 6.3. Russia 5.0. Uh, Chile 5.2. All right. Now, just so you know, in the past 2 months, we had the worst earthquake chart readings ever in history. I mean, they had a 7.4 last week, and they had, Russia's having them, Alaska's having them. We don't hear about Australia. They don't put them on our chart for some reason, because the biggest army base on the planet is there as well. All right, but the earthquakes are rapidly growing around the ring of fire, which means from east to the west to the north to the south, from Russia to the United States. Uh, Something's going down there too. All right, our volcano's going off and on right now. It's not taking over our land again yet, but it went up to like 2,700 feet last week. All right, so people, Tesla invented an earthquake machine in 1900, gave it to the government. Do you realize what that means? Never mind chemical warfare. What could happen with that? Now we're going into chemical warfare. A directed energy beam is not what you assume it to be. Now, China said they're going to show up Musk with his Starlink because they're doing laser cable 4 times faster than his. People, it's a war, but not about spiritualism, life, moving forward in a good way. Just who's having the best. That competition, Native people play games. Oh, one was called the stick game. They would play all day, but nobody wins. When you put the winning aspect in there and money, everything changes. Sports is all about money. To entertain you, they get paid a fortune. I never liked sports my whole life. So, spend all your time watching a football game, baseball game, hockey game, anything like that, really. I didn't even like playing. To come with them when you had played basketball, and if they needed one, they wanted me to play, and it was like I really didn't want to because I wasn't good. But by the same token, I didn't like sports. I never practiced it, never did anything with it. Golf, the waste of money, waste of land. You know how much land is owned by golf companies? It's pathetic. And we're talking about land. We don't have good land. They have the best land. People, when are you going to wake up, see what Trump's doing to our planet? All right. I almost voted for him in the beginning. And then I realized he is a sex pervert. He is a lot of things. It's going to be out mainstream, but are they going to do anything? He'll fire whoever tries to take him to court. He'll do whatever he has to stay number one. And the drones that follow him, the zombies, brainless entities, think he's doing good things. You can't hurt poor people and say you're doing good things. You have to be mentally disturbed. You can't hurt children or you're sick. I mean, take away the army, police, or anything like that, and bring in the army to what? Fight the normal people that are trying to get the truth out and trying to do good things? Really? People, the space program, and you're not going to hear it anywhere else, spend $5 trillion a year. All right, or more. All right. It's considered weaponry, warfare, and things like that. But one, oh, here comes Tina. She came in a little late. Oh well, we're trying. I don't know if we're gonna get her in or not.
Hello, guys. Hi.
Oh, sorry, I'm
I'm
glad you made it.
eventually on.
I can't be on too much longer, but I'll let you talk for a while, all right? Tina?
Tommy's frozen. I gotta say, it's got to be the Wi-Fi link is terrible here in the UK. We're having so many problems.
Yeah, you're freezing up. Tina, you know, China's releasing a new cable 4 times faster than Musk.
Hi, guys. It's Tina Bird here from Southampton in the UK. Sorry I'm late on. We've had no Wi-Fi signal here. So hopefully Tommy will come back.
I'm here, Tina, but you're not. You're frozen again. Uh, is your company going to fix the problem? Or are they going to let you suffer? Or they don't care?
It's
Oh,
taken me
Tina.
this long to get on, guys, so I do apologise.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Tina.
Um,
We can do another day if you want. I have to go to the doctor in a little while, but that's why I had to make it a little early. But we can do another day. And we lost her. Let me just send her a message. We'll try to get her back maybe in a day or two if she can. I hate not doing a show with her because we trying to keep up with the news and truth and everything else. Where is she? Let me see if I can find her. I don't know where she is. Well, so much for that. Uh, we've been having a lot of trouble in the United States with cable. I'm in Hawaii, but we've been having a lot of trouble here as well. Uh, just goes down, and it's not even the weather. The weather's not great, but it's not storms and rain and anything like that, people. Well, I wanted to say a few things. Tesla's uh, story is incredible, and I've been trying to get it to Musk himself, but we'll see if that ever happens. But by the same token, Musk is doing a lot of things. When you get too many, well, he's releasing the car. It's supposed to be $35,000. China has 2 Tesla cars out. Both of them are supposed to be better than his car. One of them's more money and one of them's less money. So I guess that's why he's trying to put out a $35,000 Tesla car. But realize when you lower money that much, something has to be really different. Oh man, she can't get on again. Sometimes I just wonder if they're blocking her because she's got satellite. Sorry, I hate that word. UFOs over her house all the time, not drones. Not just get the weirdest looking things over her house and stuff. Uh, all the time. And basically, nobody says anything. She puts pictures up every day when she goes out at night, just takes a few pictures and bam. Uh, I tell her over and over, they're watching her. Aliens, not the government. I mean, I don't think the government really cares. They're not working with abductees or nothing like that, never have been. I mean, they could say they had people call in and try to tell their stories, but that doesn't mean anything to our government. Well, people, the signals around are changing. They're going to be adding, we have 5G, right? They're going to add 6G very soon. Now, 5G was considered a weapon when they created it. What do you think 6G is? I'm going to throw something in here just for you to check it out if you're still listening. Okay, it's UN Agenda 30. They're in stage 5. Within 5 years, there'll be one world order. It's not going to be Trump, whether he thinks it could be or not. That's a different story. But uh, he's not even cares about the people he works with. If he doesn't like them, they don't agree with him, he gets rid of them. So you want somebody that's a little bit balanced in their brain, at least. If you're going to control the world, what do you think would happen to the world and how fast do you think it would last? Never mind alien intervention, AI intervention is going to happen as well. This is what's going down, people. I'm not making it up, and I wish it wasn't like that, but it is. And she's back. You're back for a couple minutes.
Hi guys, Tommy. I've been trying for an hour and it just keeps cutting my signal here in the UK. It only happens when we do our show. I've been trying for an hour nearly to come on.
Tina,
Just
can you hear me?
let
Wait,
you
let
know,
me just tell you this.
yes.
Let's try to set up a different time altogether and not tell anybody.
Well, just so you know, there's just been a news thing in the UK to say that all Canadian airlines have landed because someone's either hacked it and all the airline systems are down. So I'm not sure if we're here in England. I don't think we're connected to Canada. But if their Wi-Fi is down, we're definitely having major problems in the UK. It keeps saying I'm not connected to devices, no signal, low signal, or no signal. But guys, I'm so sorry. I'll try every week to come on and do my editing.
I'm so sorry, Tina. I wish I could stay, but I can't. I have to go to the doctor with my other half.
No, that's fine.
Can we do another day? Can we do another day?
Yes, we're going to try. How about moving the show to a? Yes, I won't say it on the air.
Yeah, don't tell the whole world that we're going to be on exact time, so they won't be out watching us. But no, let's do it another day. I'm sorry that you're having so many problems. We've been having problems here with our cable every which way, but they're not saying anything about it. But thanks for that info. So Canada's completely out?
Apparently, all the airlines, is it United Canada Airlines, have all had to land around the world because they're having problems. So
wow.
All their airlines have landed, apparently. That's due to Wi-Fi connection thing. But just so you guys know, I have been doing UFO research and I listened.
Well, talk all you can. I'll let you talk for a while.
I went to UFO. I went to UFO museum here in England, in Warminster, and found this beauty from 2015. It's a huge edition of crop circles, and that's up in Warminster in the UK. And it's absolutely huge pictures of old crop circles and things like that. And they have a special edition thing there, and this one's from 2016. Beautiful crop circles on, and this is in the UFO museum in Warminster. We went up to Cradle Hill. I went out with the Birmingham UFO group and some other guys camping after my surgery. Just a quick shout out to guys because I don't know how long till my Wi-Fi cuts off. Out Limits magazine is holding their yearly symposium, and I'm lecturing on Saturday, 13th of September. So go online. Go onto Facebook, go onto Out Limits magazine and get your tickets now. I don't think there's very many left, but if you want one, if you can get one, please do so. I'm announcing, I think I did this last week, the UK TriStars of Ufology tour in Europe and the USA and the UK in 2026, 2027, and that consists of me, Alan Foster and David Hodrin. And guys, visit the Warminster UFO Museum. I can try and get some more details for you next week, but I had so much ready for the show this week because there's no internet and it won't let me on the show. It keeps saying my device won't connect to the show. Guys, get my book. There's my book. It's out. It's called The Bonded, The Truth About Alien Abduction. There's me, T.A. Bird, and there's my other bird. This one here is The Guardians of Light and Brotherhood of the Night, and this is available on audio. It's available on Amazon, Amazon Prime, Kindle, and Kindle Unlimited. It's free. Get it on there. So, guys, you can get it anyway. But yeah, so I really missed this week. I was looking forward so much to go through. We've got like 4 minutes left, and it's really frustrated me. And I've tried everything. I've switched the computer on and off, tried to adjust everything. None of the programs worked. So I really feel we're either targeted or that the major world's having a major problem and no one's really speaking about it. So that's a conspiracy. We're not conspiracy theorists here, but so if you know anything or can update us, please let us know. I've just seen a tragic news that's come on the radio, the TV here in the UK, that Hulk Hogan has sadly passed away. At the age, I think he was 71, so really sad. He was one of my heroes kind of growing up, seeing him. My condolences to his family. Again, Ozzy Osbourne died. Another great Brit, so to speak. So my condolences to his family. So there's a lot of it going about. But yeah, guys, Tommy's had a great show without me, and I do apologise. We'll be here next week. We'll let you know at a different time. Literally, we've got like 3 minutes left. Tommy's hopefully is going to put his email address up if he's not done it already. It's Hawksblood1. So please contact us. Tommy Hawksblood1. If he puts his email up, email us or come on to the show next week. It'll probably be a different day and different time. As to it could be here in the UK. So there it is. There is hawksblood1@aol.com. Please contact us if you have any messages, if you have any advice for us. I'm going to be cut off very shortly, but please contact me or Tommy. We will be on next week, and I will endeavour. I've tried changing the Wi-Fi, updating the system, get bigger aerial. I've tried everything. So I don't know what to say. If any of you have any advice about that, or that can help me and Tommy, or it could just be atmospheric pressure. We've been having mega storms here in the UK with the rain, the heat, the sun. It's all been going on. Of course, you've had storms in America, and today with the planes landing from Canada. So, but for me, Tina Bride here, I've done absolutely nothing, and I feel terrible. But guys, please come on to the show if you want us to interview or talk to you again. It's hawksblood1@aol.com. We can go into more things. It'd be great to get a panel of people together on here with me and Tommy. I've got about a minute left, but I'm just going to say, hand it over to Tommy to say goodbye. But I'm T.A. Bird. There's my email, and you can find me on Facebook. This is the amazing, better 2 minutes of the whole weekend because it's the best signal I've had all day. Over to Tommy. I'm so sorry to miss the show. We're definitely being targeted. Can't hear you. You're muted. Can't hear you.
Next week, hopefully, or maybe another time this week if we can. But sorry, people. You know, when you talk about important things, people don't want to let you say it. But we'll do it again. Promise, people. Thanks, Tina, for trying. I'm so sorry.
I'm gutted. I was so gutted, and you've had to do the show on your own. But we're trying. It's been an ongoing issue, as people say. We've got about a minute left. So it's not just a one-off each week, guys. It gets worse and worse, and it was definitely interfered with.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
But for me and Tommy from Counters, we'll definitely come up. This won't stop us. We'll see you guys next week or before. Good night, everybody. And goodbye. I'm Tina Bird, broadcasting from the UK. Sadly, bye-bye, Tommy. I'll see you all next week. What a shame. Bye-bye.
All right, Tina Bird, great. But we've been having more trouble every show now lately. But till next week, or maybe this week, we'll see what happens, all right? Have a good day, good night, wherever you are.